Hello everyone, it is Amy again, and I am here now to show you my lesson plan revolving around sexual health and protection. So of course this would be for an English class, grade levels between freshmen and seniors. My class period would be about 15 minutes. We would be going over sexual health and protection. Now, the key concept that I wanted to focus on was students will focus on particular protection, i.e., condoms, birth control pills, IDU, implant, shot, patch, or ring used in sexual activity for their research. As an overview, students will do research on safe sexual practices such as protection. Student research topics should include condoms, birth control pills, IDU implant, shot, patch, or ring. Students may choose their own topic that they are interested in learning more about. Students must discuss what their chosen protection is, how it works, and what are the risks of unsafe sexual intercourse. My goal for this is that the lesson is for students to become more aware of what protection they could use if they are to engage in sexual relations. This overall promotes healthy and safe sexual choices. Students also need to demonstrate that they are aware of the risks of unsafe sex, such as STDs and unplanned teenage pregnancy. Now, this lesson is not to push sexual health beliefs or practices onto students in any way. This is only to make students aware of other choices. Students are more than welcome to practice abstinence or whatever that they feel is best for them. Now, this does go over a lot of CA health education standards. 1.5G explain the effectiveness of FDA-approved condoms and other contraceptives in preventing HIV and other STDs and unintended pregnancy. 1.7G identify ways to prevent or reduce the risk of contracting HIV, AIDS, and other STDs. 3.1G identify trusted adults in one's family, school, and community for advice and counseling regarding reproductive and sexual health. 8.1G support and encourage safe, respectful, and responsible relationships. And I really want that to be emphasized in a main point of the lesson. This also meets Common Core standards. Write informative explanatory text to examine and convey complex ideas and concepts and information clearly and accurately through the effective selection, organization, and analysis of content. To develop the topic thoroughly by selecting the most significant and relevant facts, extended definitions, concrete details, quotation, or other information and examples appropriate to the audience's knowledge of the topic. Provide a concluding statement or section that follows form and supports the information or explained presentation. So my targets for this lessons are students will be able to assess appropriate and credible sources needed for a research paper. Students will be able to also demonstrate understanding of sexual health and protection. So the materials that are mainly going to be used in this is a PowerPoint, electronic devices used for research and editing, mostly like a tablet or maybe a laptop, and then electronic or written sources. So if they find an online source or maybe a book or an article that they want to include that is an academic source. So my plan for this lesson is split off into 2 days. Day one, I will have about a 25-minute lecture and have students view a PowerPoint describing in detail what sexual health is, what protection is, why protection is important, what protection is available for them, and how protection works. Examples of protection are shown, and discussion about sexual health having an impact on their health is explained to them. And then for about 10 minutes, the research paper is explained to the students in details. Students will understand that they must pick a topic about protection, so they have to choose from the certain birth control, condoms, whatever they want to talk about in their paper. So for then about 5 minutes, students will have APA format gone over again as a refresher. For this, I'm expecting that students have previously learned APA or we have gone over it before, and students will be shown in-text citations and works cited citations. Students will be shown correct resources for research, so they will have access, and I will show them where is the best places for them to get their research and credible sources. Then for about 10 minutes, students will have silent research time in class to use their laptops to look up and research one of the protections that they are interested in writing about so that they're a little bit more knowledgeable and they can explore a couple different ideas that maybe they have. Students are reminded that they are to complete their paper and have a rough draft shared to Google Doc Classroom so that they may peer review what they have written in class for the next day. The closure of this is that the students are reminded of sexual health and protection. Students are informed of the requirements for the paper and what is due for the following day. And I'm able to have the assessment for them that students are assessed on their knowledge of research and critical thinking skills. Now, this is day 2. Of course, this is a little bit sped up for this assignment in particular. Usually I would expand this over about a week. Now, day 2, for about 10 minutes, students will come into class and we'll have a review on the last class's discussion about sexual health and protection. We'll recap what the research paper assignment requires. Students will then be counted off 1 through 4 and placed into groups with their peers, and group target is to have students share their ideas and gain feedback on what they've written from their peers. Then for about 20 minutes, students will discuss their chosen protection research topic and share with one another their ideas. Students use Google Classroom to share their paper with their group so that they can comment right on the document. And students participate in peer review of each other's papers. And then for about 15 minutes, students will edit their research papers based on the comments from these groups and their peers. And at the last 5 minutes of class, a discussion is started about what the students discussed in their groups, and each student needs to share one piece of information that maybe they found interesting or something that was new to them about their chosen protection. Students are reminded that their paper is due and to submit their work on Turnitin.com and Google Classroom. For the closure, students turn in their research papers about their selected topic. Students have learned safe sex practices, and the assessment for that is student participation is assessed and based on their group discussion and work. So hopefully you enjoyed my lesson plan. This is the very first one that I have actually created, and hopefully this helps you.